Hello, I'm Tim Martinez, and this is the Disco Dish.
And I'm Perry Rutherford, guest chef on the Disco Dish. And today, I'll be cooking paella. Right?
Hold on, Perry.
No?
It's my show. I'm going to be cooking paella.
I'm the guest chef. You said I'd be cooking the paella.
I told you you could hang out and eat.
Well, I'll see what happens. All right, Perry. Thanks for coming out to the Disco Dish.
You bet.
So today, you're going to share a recipe with us, paella, correct?
Yes.
Can you take us over the ingredients we're going to use today?
Short-grained rice, chicken broth, white wine, fresh parsley, fresh oregano, garlic, saffron, smoked paprika, lemon wedges for serving.
Very nice. And we're also going to have some meats included, right?
Yes.
We're going to have shrimp. We're going to have lobster tail, short neck clams, and chicken, correct?
Tim, you're supposed to pluck the chicken.
Oh, well, let's do that first.
Okay.
Okay. All right, Perry. So I'll be your helper today, and then you just let me know what you need or whatever, and we can get to cooking.
Excellent.
How's that? All right. So what's the first thing we're going to do, Perry?
Let's start with the chicken.
All right.
Start with the chicken.
We're starting with the chicken. Be careful not to splash yourself. All right. And here's a wooden spoon. Did you want me to mix them around or anything, Perry? You flip them or you let them cook on a certain
Let's let
side?
them cook for a little bit.
Okay.
Let's add the garlic.
Beautiful.
Have the garlic here.
Oh, look at that. The garlic cooking in avocado oil is a beautiful sight, and it's a beautiful smell. We're getting off on the right foot.
Onto the left foot. Here's some chopped onion.
And so what we're going to do, we're going to let the chicken cook, let the garlic roast a little bit in that oil, and the same as that white onion there. Smelling pretty good.
Good. Let's add the chorizo.
All right, let's add that chorizo in there. And we're cooking like about a medium-low heat. Is that usually how you start off? Can we start off there? Or is there any time we raise the heat? Or we keep it pretty consistent?
I like to keep it consistent.
Okay. For the paella today, we're going to be using this deep dish disco. It's about 24 inches wide, but it's got about a 4.5-inch dip to it. So we're going to keep all our ingredients down to the bottom. It's going to work perfectly for paella. Well, just for the few ingredients we have in there right now, Perry, it's smelling pretty good.
All right.
You're going to throw in a couple more onions. And we're going to throw in the rest of the garlic. You can never have enough garlic. That's my...
Unless you're a vampire.
And now we're getting the long... Did you call that a
short grain?
Oh, short grain rice.
I came across this recipe because I was interested in Spanish food. And this is a very famous Spanish dish. It probably started in the area of Valencia in Spain in the 12th century when Spain was controlled by the Moors.
But we all knew that, right? So we got the rice going in there, and now we're going to put in some smoked paprika. That's coming along real well. Look at that. All right, now it's time for the saffron, which is kind of that's a nice little spice there. You're gonna take that lid off, and you put as much as, it's a fairly expensive spice, so you put in what you need to put in there, sir.
Hopefully it doesn't blow away.
Beautiful. Oh, I'm sorry. And some parsley flakes. Man, that's looking really, really good.
Time for wine.
And it's time for wine. That's it with the wine, Perry?
For now.
Okay, for now. And so what are we going to put in next, Perry?
Chicken broth.
Chicken broth, all right. That's. What are you grabbing there, Perry?
Some fresh oregano.
Fresh oregano. Beautiful.
We're just giving it a couple of minutes. You can see the broth and the wine are starting to boil, and all of our other ingredients are mixing in with the rice.
That's looking good. Yeah, that white wine and that chicken broth cooled things down a little bit, right?
Right.
But now we're bringing it back up to heat. That's looking beautiful. So you enjoy cooking on your spare time, Perry?
On the disco, sure.
There you go. We can cook just about anything on a disco. Looking at that dish, we can see the saffron.
Tim, that's a piece of chicken.
Oh, well, there's that little piece
Oh,
of saffron right
okay.
there. And there. Then we have the parsley, the oregano, fresh oregano, and the chicken, of course, our sausage. So everything's marrying together. The smell is absolutely outstanding. Wish we had smell-o-vision, but so we're getting everything together, and we'll move on to the next step once it gets to the right temperature, and Perry will lead us in that again.
Now that it's at the right temperature, let's get the seafood.
Put the vegetables in first, right?
Let's put the vegetables in first.
So we're going to put the vegetables in. We forgot.
We have bell pepper. It's been sliced. And some frozen peas. Peas or legumes are a traditional ingredient in paella.
Well, the color we have in the dish here is pretty cool. We have the red bell peppers with the green peas, the red of the sauce there.
And the red chorizo.
The red chorizo. It's looking really, really good. It's not only a tasty dish, but it's also a visually beautiful dish. We're going somewhere. Are we ready for the seafood, Perry?
We're ready for the seafood, Tim.
All right. You want to go with these?
Yes.
Okay, I chose correctly.
Clams.
Short neck clams. Okay, beautiful.
We have split lobster tail.
And we got some shrimp.
What's the story on these shrimp?
Well, they're from the sea. That's looking good. So do you just let everything rest on top, or do you mix them in?
I'll mix them in.
You'll mix them in a second. Okay. So at this point, what do we do, Perry? We let it simmer for a while, or do you continue to mix it, or what's the next step?
Take it back and have a glass of wine.
Ready.
So as those clams cook, they should open.
You can see that they are opening.
Mm-hmm. They're probably wanting to get out.
Yeah, they might be a little bit upset. Well, when we first started the disco dish, me and Perry were co-workers, and we were talking about it, and Perry suggested, hey Tim, you should do paella. And of course, I've never done paella before. So I asked him, I was like, well, will you be the guest chef on the disco dish? And he enthusiastically said yes. So it's finally come to fruition here. So he made it out here and to showcase his skills on the paella dish. Now, how's the moisture content on that, Perry? Is that what you're looking for, or would you like, if you run down a little bit, can you add more broth or
You can always
wine?
add more broth or more wine. We don't want it to be scorched on the bottom, but it should start to firm up and become less soupy soon.
Okay. Hey Perry, it's looking like the lobster tail's turning red, and
Right?
there's some changes going on.
And the shrimp turn red as they cook, and the clams open up.
Oh, look at that. So if you don't pay attention, you can miss all this wonderful stuff, right?
Hopefully the chicken doesn't stay red.
There you go. Those bell peppers turned red.
That was over the summer.
Oh, okay. So again, like we chose this disco to cook this particular dish because of the deep dish, and everything will stay down on the bottom. And actually we're using a different burner than we usually burn. My previous videos, I use a high pressure and you can hear it. This one's a little bit more slower and it's in a wider, so disperses the heat wider. So I thought that would work perfectly for this dish. And traditionally paella is cooked in a paella pan, correct, Perry?
Paella means pan.
Paella means pan, did
Yes.
not know that, okay. So what does that pan look like?
We're actually cooking disco today.
We are cooking the disco today. A discada and a discada. It's thickening up really well. So you can see the thick.
Right, that's what we're looking for, the starch from the rice. Those clams have opened.
Yeah, those clams are open, wide open there. So how's it looking, Perry?
It's looking good.
Let us know where we're at. Probably pretty warm.
I think it's good.
Very good. So are we there yet? Few more minutes?
Let's go ahead and kill the heat and let it sit for a couple minutes.
All right, that sounds good to me. So I'm gonna kill that heat.
Sure.
All right, so we cut the heat about 5 minutes ago. We're letting it simmer and cool down. And this dish, traditionally, you'd put the paella pan on the kitchen table and everybody would eat from that main pan there. But you can also plate it. And
Sure.
And we can pretty much eat it any way we'd like to, right?
Yes.
All right, is there anything you'd like to add?
My fork.
And that's the disco dish. I'm supposed to say
I
that.
cooked,
It's my show though.
but it was my idea.
But-
Paella.
I'm the disco dish. I get to say that stuff.